Hi guys, well I'm back again. Today I'm gonna explore an opening, the Topalov variation in the classical dragon. So let's get into the position. Alright, here we go. E4, C5, knight of 3, D6, D4, C takes D4, knight takes D4, knight of 6, knight C2 to G6. Well, the classical dragon. Bishop E3, this move indicates we are playing the Yugoslav attack. Bishop g7, f3, castles, queen d2, knight c6, bishop c4. Well, the long castling is possible, but there comes the pawn to d5 after long. It's definitely it's not a kind of position I want to analyze today. So after knight c6, we'll play bishop c4, the most standard. Bishop d7, castles, rook c8, and bishop d3 is the only move. What I meant to say, the only move is if white plays something like king b1, I think it's pretty. White loses instantly. Knight takes d4. He has to take it back with the queen, otherwise the bishop on c4 is hanging. So and knight d4 just wins at all. It wins on the spot. Okay, so that's what I meant to say. The only move. All right. Okay, the bishop b3, and from here actually many moves have been played. Rook e8, one move and pawn to a6, another move knight to e5, theoretically the main line in this position. And our move is knight takes d4, bishop takes d4, and pawn to b5. Well, this is the so-called Topalov variation. Topalov introduced this in 1996, I believe, against the English Grandmaster Nigel Short, and that game ended in a draw, unfortunately. Well, so let's check it out. After b5, taking the pawn is too risky. It's not because takes we have b4. If white plays something like knight d4, I think takes, and we have queen a5. Idea bishop a4, and we can put the pressure on c2. I don't think it's good for white. I like black's position. So after b4, yeah, actually, I want to tell you something about this position. When I learned this opening, I found there are two approaches. One is to play knight d5 positional, and another one is to play the pawn to h4. It's a tempting h4. And in my opinion, if white wants to win, he should try knight d5, the positional. Or if he's happy with the draw, I think h4 is the move. Is good enough to make a draw, I believe. So let's check the both variation. Pawn to h4, a5. Well, here you don't want to play pawn to h5 because pawn to h5 runs into great difficulty after e5. This move really works because if it takes, and the bishop on d7 is attacked, bishop c6 and queen g6. It's black, black position is very bad because at some point we're gonna take queen takes g6 because of the pin. We're gonna take a great position for white. So I think I like white position. All right. So that's a one move. So instead you can play pawn to a5, just ignoring. So that's fine move. S5 is the move, and a4. Yeah. After a4, the trapping the bishop. Bishop has no good square. So the best move for white is to play bishop takes f6, bishop takes, and pawn takes f6 doesn't make any sense because we can put our bishop on d5. White is better, I believe, right? So bishop takes f6, and we play pawn takes pawn. Right, is simple. If we take, then we have queen h6 completely winning, nothing to do. So, but black got a move, pawn to a6. And this move diffused white's attack. The idea queen h6 can be met the bishop g5, winning the queen. That's one idea. So, white plays normally pawn to e5. And I don't like queen takes d6 because the line pawn takes, queen takes, bishop, queen takes, rook takes. And we have this beautiful move, powerful move, pawn to b4. The knight cannot move because of pawn takes pawn is completely winning. And I don't know what white can do. If it takes, pawn takes, rook takes. And if it takes, we don't want to take the rook. Instead, we can take the knight. Because this is not possible because pawn takes pawn is completely winning. So I don't like this queen takes d6 line. So yeah, after e6, I'm sorry, yeah, after e6, e5 is the move. Well, the point is deflecting the queen, the bishop on f6. Bishop takes pawn is not possible because same happened, the queen f6 is winning. And pawn takes pawn is not also possible because we have this fine move knight e4 because queen s6 is coming. So he has to play something like this. Then takes, rook takes, then we have bishop takes, completely winning for white. So you don't want to take the pawn, so you just play bishop g7. Now there is no bishop, queen s6 idea. And here white plays rook takes pawn, and you can take the pawn or you can take this pawn also. Okay, both are same, I think. Yeah, we play here. And I think black has to take the pawn. If he takes the bishop, yeah, white is definitely winning because we have this beautiful move, rook check, bishop takes, yeah, we have another check. Now you can't take because the queen s6 followed by queen s1 checkmate. If you play something like this, I think it's a mate in 6. Yeah, queen s6, king f6, yeah, knight e4. Knight e4, he can't play here because yeah, we have queen s4 move. F6, we have queen s7, same idea. Queen s7, king here, then knight e6, checkmate. Yeah, that's what will happen. Anyway, so taking the bishop on b3 is not good at all. That's what I'm saying. So instead, yeah, the best move, the only move is pawn takes pawn. Now, white got a draw only, I think. Yeah, takes, bishop takes, rook takes, king takes. He has to take, If you play king g7, he's losing. After queen s6, queen s4, same idea, knight e4, sometimes the queen f4 check and knight takes, it's a checkmate. So he has to do queen s6, and it's a purpose. So that's one line. That's a line about pawn to s4. Another one is, the tempting, the positional knight d5. Well, knight d5 is almost forced. Knight takes d5, bishop takes g7, king takes g7, and pawn takes. Here, the move is pawn to a5. Yeah, we are just going to play pawn to a4, swapping the bishop. So, only move h3. Now there is b4 move and there is b4 and there is king g8, the precise move order, I think the king g8, and there is a tricky move, the queen b6. Well, the queen b6, this move actually, white has to play very carefully. In my opinion, white has to play very carefully because a normal looking move, normal attacking move like pawn to h4 runs into problem. I think it's a mistake because we have this pawn to a4, bishop a2, then we have this fine move, rook takes e2. Well, the idea, if you king takes, then we have bishop f5 check, and the game is over. So he has to take with the queen. Queen takes, and we have rook c8. And yeah, this position I don't like for white. And see the weak king and the weak pawns. It's difficult to hold this game. I like black position very much. So you can check it out. Well, that's a move. And so the right move, the correct variation is rook to e1. Not this rook to e1. This rook, sorry. Yeah, d to e1 is also, I think, runs into difficulty after bishop f5. Yeah, we're gonna play a4, and yeah, white has to play g4, a4, bishop takes, pawn takes, and we have rook c7. I think black got a very decent compensation for the pawn because he can put the pressure on c2. C2 is very weak. C3, if I play in some way, white has to play c2, then we can play queen b3. It's very unclear position. I like black's position. That's another line. Well, okay, after queen b6, I'm sorry, after queen b6, so the right move is rook to e1, this rook to e1. And now the e7 is attacked, so we normally play rook e8, then white plays, yeah, the black's idea is to play rook to b8 in this position. For a4 followed by b4, exchanging the queen because black had no weakness in this position, so he's happy exchanging the queens, and that's one line. And white can play, yeah, rook to e4, just stopping the. I'm sorry, rook to e8 after rook e8. Yeah, after rook e8 we have g4. Otherwise, bishop f5 is coming. I'm sorry. Yeah, bishop f5 is coming. So now black plays rook b8. Idea push the pawn and followed by b4, and white stops with this and the rook e8. Oh, well, the game continues. White stands clearly better. Theoretically speaking, white is better. That's the one line, the queen b6. Another one is pawn to b4 and king g8 is the move you have to consider seriously. Anyway, that's all for now, and I'll be giving you all the variations on the king g8 pawn to b4 move in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Have a great day.